It is not hyperbole. It is not an overstatement to say that we are losing our country right before our eyes. And the media largely is asleep. Many people are largely asleep. Republicans are, they've never had a better night's sleep in their lives. We are disappearing migrants who have committed no crime. We are disappearing non-criminals who have committed no crimes without due process. Legal residents of the country disappeared. No due process. Students who disagree with the positions of this current administration disappeared. No due process. Judges, citizens with cancer are being disappeared without due process. State judges and now mayors are being arrested while the forces of this administration manhandle members of Congress who barely get out unscathed. Ross Baraka yesterday, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, and candidate for governor. Remember all of the weaponization of their political opponents. Remember that? All of that bluster and nonsense. Here we are. I have a video to play, and then I'm going to read a post from Bluesky that really highlights where we are if we were to write about this and talk about this as it is and not giving it some credence from past with an eye that, this could never happen here. We could never lose our democracy here. We would never have an authoritarian or a dictator in the office of President of the United States. Oh, not here. Not here. Anyway, watch this. This is what took place yesterday in Newark. He had legal reason to be there. He was not protesting, and even if he were, it's a constitutional right to do so. This is dangerous.
Hold it. Back up. Back up. Over there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Goddamn Gestapo, that's what you are. New Jersey's Gestapo, right here. Put on brown shirts, you'll look more the part. Alcalde de Newark. Thank you. ¿Cómo tratan a un hombre afroamericano, el alcalde de Newark? Oh yeah, nice. Oh yeah, you're tough. Guy, real fucking tough. Okay, you safe now, guys? Oh, you're safe now.
Utter chaos, abject chaos, criminality on the part of the federal government, on the part of these jackbooted thugs in the Department of Homeland Security and ICE. There was legal justification for the mayor and candidate for governor to be there. And I'm going to read this. Let's put this in perspective of what it is. This isn't just, he ran afoul of the federal government and got arrested. This is from this Bluesky account. Masked security forces captured an opposition leader in the coastal province of New Jersey as regime officials continued their months-long crackdown against pro-democracy elements in the embattled United States. The arrest comes as the regime issued calls for summary detentions without trial. That is precisely what you just witnessed. Donald Trump wants to be a king. He said, I want to be a dictator on day one. I will be a dictator on day one. For once, he told the truth. For once, he's operating as though he is a king. In a subsequent video that'll follow this, I'll be talking about Stephen Miller, talking about Donald Trump wanting to suspend habeas corpus. Yesterday, after his release from confinement, after his arrest, Ross Baraka went on CNN and he tells exactly what happened.
Well, I'm going to say as much as I can without violating, what they asked me to do in court. But, you know, I actually didn't come there to protest. I was there that morning with the fire inspector trying to serve them, as we've been doing for the last few days. We're in court with them now. The fire inspector usually puts a tag on a gate, and we leave. This happens every day. At 1 o'clock, the Congress people, Menendez, MacGyver, and Bonnie Watson Coleman, Congress people from the state of New Jersey, was going into the facility, and they said that they had been granted entry into the facility and was having a press conference. Afterwards, I came to attend the press conference as I was asked to. You know, obviously, ICE after a while made a determination after somebody came and said that we shouldn't be there, and began to, after they told us to leave, we left, and they began to try to arrest me. I shouldn't say us. They targeted me and came after me specifically and arrested me.
He had every right to be there. He's an elected official, the mayor, the executive of the city in which this particular building resides. Now, I'm going to get to an article here after this next clip that describes precisely why he was there, and it was published back in March. This isn't a surprise that he would show up demanding that this federal facility that had a stop work order to make sure they were doing things safely and within the bounds and the conscriptions of the state of New Jersey and the county and the city. First, though, Alina Habba is now blathering on about law and order and no one's above the law, the same person who was the defense attorney for our current convicted felon president. These people are beyond parody with their nonsense about law and order.
Alina Habba, who, just for people who may not be familiar, she's President Trump's former attorney. She is now the interim U.S. attorney in New Jersey, in your state. The way she puts what happened today is she is accusing you of ignoring multiple warnings from Homeland Security investigations to remove yourself, and says that you chose to, quote, disregard the law. Is that true? Had there been warnings? What had happened?
Well, absolutely not. I mean, we could. The reality is, Alina Habba wasn't there. The U.S. attorney wasn't there. She doesn't know what happened. Clearly, that is not the context of what happened. I was there for over an hour in that space, and nobody ever told me to move. I was in there for over an hour. Not a single person, not an officer from ICE, not any of the security guards. Nobody told me to leave that place. Somebody from Homeland Security came in the end and began to escalate the situation, and we wound up being where we are today. And that's frankly the extent of it. I didn't go there to break any laws. I didn't break any laws. I was there as the mayor of the city, exercising my right and duty as an elected official, supporting our Congress people, preparing for a press conference that was supposed to happen there. I did not enter that place unlawfully. I did not break any laws. And so all of that is incorrect. So she was not there. So she should get some better information.
Alina Habba, U.S. attorney, interim, because she's not going to pass muster. Alina Habba, there is not a chance that even this Republican-led Senate will confirm Alina Habba as a U.S. attorney for any district in this judiciary. Here is the reason that he was there. This is from Patch. Again, March 31st, 2025, Newark issues stop work order on new ICE detention center. ICE has reached a $1 billion deal to reopen a federal immigration detention center in New York. Not so fast, said the city's mayor. Newark has issued a stop order on the controversial new federal immigration detention center, city officials announced Monday. Again, back in March. Baraka, who has been a vocal critic of the plan, said Monday that the city is filing a complaint with Essex County Superior Court because ICE has opened their Delaney Hall facility, quote, without following proper building safety protocols. Also quoting, they failed to give city officials access to conduct inspections required under municipal ordinances and state code, otherwise known as laws. He was there for a reason. And he was arrested, detained, his rights violated, And Donald Trump is acting like a king. All the talk about lawfare, all the talk about the weaponization against political opponents, that is what we're witnessing. This is to strike fear into even the citizenry, not just the electeds who would oppose these policies, but this is to strike fear in you. If they can arrest Ross Baraka, they could certainly arrest me, right? That's what they would have you believe. The louder we are, the more organized we are, the tighter we lock arms, the more difficult it's going to be for this administration to conduct the fascist agenda and have it carried out. It's just as simple as that. Good on Ross Baraka, good on the members of Congress who were there, who also, again, got manhandled. We're in a very serious situation here in the United States, where Donald Trump and his Project 2025 morons believe they can do whatever they want. And that's just not the case. We're still a free country. We still have a constitution under which our rights, through which our rights are protected, guaranteed. These aren't rights that are willy-nilly. These are natural. The same things that Republicans have yammered on about for decades are still true. These are natural, unalienable rights, to quote the words of Thomas Jefferson, the edited words of Thomas Jefferson, since John Adams and Benjamin Franklin gave him such a hand in his editing, which made him very depressed if you look up the stories. Anyway, now I'm rambling. I love and appreciate you. I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Please consider supporting this work, this channel. Independent media needs your help. For $2 a month, you can click the join button below, become a channel member. You can go to my Patreon page, which is even better. They take way less money than YouTube. It's patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I'll see you next time. More than ever, be genuine and take care of one another.